Now, this is a little extras video that I'm just throwing together because I found a rather interesting article from the Face Punch thread. It's about the origins of the Postal dude and about what kind of character he is. It's an interview with his designer, Steve Wick. In Postal 1, the dude didn't really have a personality, you were meant to project one onto him. Kind of like Gordon Freeman, but instead of a more relatable task such as escaping and fighting for one's life, you're just murdering Arizona natives. Unless you hate people from Arizona, I imagine it's a bit of a harder role to project onto, but that doesn't really matter. Let's just read the article. I will link to it in the description, of course, so you can read it yourself. While I play footage of me murdering people in the background, of course. Basically, the dude is an oppressed white male in his late 30s, early 40s. He's not a burned out old guy who's been beaten down, he's just come to expect the worst in every situation, but surprisingly isn't demoralised by that. He's jaded but not bitter. He can still see the dark absurdity in every situation. He also deals with everyday corruption and irony in a totally matter-of-fact way. Of course, he's only been given a traffic ticket so the cop who wrote it can get some kickback into his retirement fund. Why else would he get a ticket? Of course Crotchy is hoarding the last toy to sell on eBay. Why wouldn't he be? Of course the priests have a secret child porn grotto. Wait, they do in this? Okay, I've got some searching to do in the game. What else would priests do? It's all just business as usual, and the dude really can't understand why anyone would ever be surprised by such things. He lives at the dark heart of ironic American culture and likes it there, because it affords him an entertaining view. Despite his sardonic sense of humour, and is it even a sense of humour? Or is it just his honest and slightly slow-witted reaction to the absurdity of the world? He has a Bugs Bunny-like innocence and resiliency. Shit just seems to seek him out and he responds to it in his own insanely violent way. But clearly he sees things others don't. Like when he's confronted by police and says, "Hey, don't look at me, book the kid with the keyboard." Or when he goes to pay his traffic ticket and feels compelled to mention that clearly all the cars in this town are merely explodable props. He seems to accept that he's just a puppet in the grand scheme of things and plays along in his own way. The dude rarely has an ulterior motive, a scheme or even a clue. He's not a survivalist, a ninja, ex-military, or even trained in weapons discipline. He's just a guy who likes to blow the shit out of stuff and has a few errands to run. I don't think it came across very clearly, but in Apocalypse Weekend he doesn't actually know he's wiring up a nuke. He just found the thing laying around in a military base and figured it looked like something that would blow up real good. To him it was fireworks. Not that it would have mattered if he'd known. The dude has a kind of demented childish innocence that allows him to blast the shit out of a secret Taliban training camp one day and show up at their front door asking for demolition tips the next. To him it's as though he argued with the neighbour Monday and asked to borrow a cup of sugar Tuesday. He's just a little bit disconnected. He's got a sort of short-circuited morality where while mowing down a crowd he'll realise that it would have been more politically correct to kill the women and minorities first. In his own way he's trying to fit in, but it just never seems to work out. He doesn't really mean to be bad. Those are just the most amusing activities that come immediately to his mind, and there's so little fun left in the world. Ultimately, to me, the dude is a postmodern Frankenstein's monster. Instead of being a corpse reanimated by science, he's a child raised by the entertainment industry in 24-hour headline news. He's the poster child for negligent parents allowing American pop culture to raise their children. It makes perfect sense that his voice would sound like a radio announcer who would speak in catchphrases. Duh. 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 I can't say duh. I fucking hate it. It annoys me when foreign publishers commission box art that portrays the dude as a tattooed / pierced angry street kid or drooling psychopath. The dude isn't evil or insane. At least he wasn't before the head injury. He's just making bad choices, and relating to the world in the only way he knows. His moral compass is a bit misaligned, and his sense of perspective is just a little skewed. Well, maybe more than just a little. But I blame CNN and Pat Robertson's 700 Club for that. Who wouldn't be a little bit damaged in the face of 24/7 news updates about how shitty the human race is? In a way, the dude reminds me a little of Bruce Willis in Die Hard. He's just a nearly indestructible schmuck who survives against all odds. Or maybe a bit like an out-of-place road warrior. Road warrioring it up a little prematurely as the post-apocalyptic feral world hasn't actually started yet. He's just a little bit ahead of his time. The difference is that the dude accepts the predicaments in which he finds himself and tries to have a little fun while dealing with them. Perhaps a bit too much fun. I also love the iconography of the dude. I've never talked about it with anyone before, but the psychology behind the holy trinity of an alien head, a crucifix, and a smiley face just makes me all warm inside. A heady blend of institutionalized morality, disenfranchisement, and mindless consumerism. Fucking beautiful if I do say so myself. Oh, and boxers. Definitely boxers.